Welcome back to episode 23 of 1000 Failures. I'm your host, Darius Marcelin, and today's episode I have actor and poet Frankie Corral on the show here today. Now, this episode is a little different from the ones I normally do, where I go into talking about acting and casting and all of that. This one is just an actor talking about an actor and a creative, talking about what steps he uses to deal with what's going on right now, the lockdown, the depression, the anxiety, the fear, and the uncertainty. I know it's overwhelming for a lot of people right now, and you feel like you're just drowning. But I think having a tool or having different tools in your toolkit to overcome this situation is just so important, because we don't know. We can't predict the future, and we don't know what's going to happen next. All we can control is how we are at this present moment, our reactions to what's going on. And Frankie came up with 5, cool steps that he thinks could help a lot of people. And I just thought it was fitting and fair for him to just come on the show and just give those. He's a great guy, very artistic, poetic guy, and after the show he was just saying, he's more to himself type of person, but to have the confidence and the courage to come on the show on YouTube and podcast and just give his tips and share it was pretty cool. So he's gonna share 5 tips you could use to just deal with the scenario right now. And we just had a dope conversation like that, me and him going back and forth on it. And if you're feeling alone, or somebody who is, this episode is for you. Or you could share it with any of your friends who are creatives or just might be a little bit lonely. Share this episode with them. I myself go from the ups and downs to the point of feeling overwhelmed at times. So we're in this together, and I still have on my all, alone together hat from Iconic Lids. My boy Freedom, shout you out. But yeah, this is it. We're alone together, and I like to see that I've to see all these people supporting just each other in this moment. As creators, I feel like we've been forgotten during all of this. I feel like the mental side has been forgotten. So I just want to shed some light on this episode, and I hope you guys enjoy it. This is Frankie Corral, episode 23. And we are live. So what's going on, Frankie?
Just got back from Nevada, so I'm just relaxing right now. How are you?
Yeah, the only trip I made was to the beach at night. I had to go for a walk on the boardwalk. It was cool, social distance,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess being in this confined space for a long time gets to you. So, what about, what was your feelings on just the whole lockdown right now?
Uh, so for the lockdown, it's been kind of stressful, like not being able to communicate with other people and just kind of holding that boundary.
Yeah,
Because a lot of time we want to have that physical where we're able to like talk face to face. It's
right.
more comforting than just over the phone. So that's been a little bit of a struggle, but maintained through video chat now that we have, like everyone's using it more.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how I would react to if I went to a bar again or like was just around a group of people. I feel like I don't know how this year is gonna be, but we can only hope for the positive. But
Yeah.
back to your artist, an artist, I want to say just a multifaceted artist, acting, modeling, poetry. I checked out your website, very creative. Um,
Yeah.
the cover we're gonna use on this page is you with like glitter on your face. And I think like artists are geniuses, because you have to see something that other people don't see. So before we talk about what the main theme of this episode is, which is dealing with the lockdown, dealing with isolation, dealing with the mental side of it. Just tell us a little bit about you as an artist, and some of like actually I'm actually curious to know some of the cool stuff you were doing before the lockdown. But just tell us quickly first, like you as an artist, who's Frankie?
So Frankie's a very simple person. No, I don't know. I'm very abstract in the way I think, and I try to create everything in a digestible manner for everyone to be able to comprehend. I'm very much, as I just realized, humble.
Uh,
So yeah, that's me.
that's Frankie as the artist, and then if you have like some cool stuff you were doing before this, because I had like right before this I was doing like a few cool shoots, and it was like just super cool. I had momentum going, and then bam, everything just happened. But what about you? Like, what was going on before this with you, and what was your life like pre coronavirus
So
lockdown?
before the coronavirus, I was doing some modeling. I was out there doing like little shoots for friends. Of the beginning was with Timoteo, and then I went on the fashion walk in for raw art.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So runway kind of.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm more of the commercial side. Not you can't tell by this is what's going on here. I'm like anti-shave right now, but um, but no, cool. And a little bit about your poetry and stuff. You know earlier on we spoke. You were telling me about the theme of it, but about emotions and bringing out different emotions. What does like poetry mean to you?
Poetry is an easier way to express something that's inside of us that we're not able to word properly. So,
Is
good
this
question.
similar to like what people? If I think of it, I think of like hip hop, Tupac poetry.
Mm.
Is it a way that do you think that if I wanted to, I could like just get into poetry, or is it something that's like so complex to rhyme, or what is your thoughts on that?
So I believe we're all capable of doing it. It's just some of them can become more complex than others. Like some of them go more in depth using symbolism, metaphors, using past experiences with modern day experience, and but everyone can get into it. It's mainly just what you're feeling and putting it out there into the world.
Yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot, but maybe after at the end of the interview, you could, I don't know, read something, or maybe if not, we could share it after. If that's something that's all right, cool. Because I would love to hear the vibe, and I want the audience to hear your kind of vibe. Um,
Yeah.
but jumping into it, I think it's I'm doing these video calls now, and it's not my thing. I love being in an interview with somebody and just we connecting on that level. So this has to do. But man, how have you been dealing individually? I know you have your technique, your 5-step technique, but how have you been dealing individually with the lockdown, and walk me through the start of it to right now?
So I had a little down slope. I had came to visit, help out with my grandmother, and so it was a little fluctuating, but I had to realize very soon that just keep it going. If I don't give up right now, everything will like it's gonna come out for the better reason. Um, but just for myself, I just had to keep telling myself, you're okay. It's just a moment. It'll pass, and you'll prosper from this, from learning experience.
What do you mean it's just a moment?
Like I believe we're all more worried about like what the future's gonna hold or the past or like what is happening. So it is just a moment. Like everything that's going on right now, the COVID virus holding us back from going outside, having that physical experience with others. It's just the moment, and we need to realize that like not to take it seriously, but not to take it mentally serious. Like try not to let it push that negative mindset to where you're like, oh, fudge, like you're gonna hold yourself back from doing so many things. No, like this is learning. learning so many different ways to create, to become, to like what you really love to do by yourself, with yourself.
Yeah, no, for real. And it's so different having, I think, having a platform for artists, right? So both of us are artists. Having a platform for artists would be a lot different than if I said, if you're in finance, you had your job, like just different things like that. I feel like this is just a way that we could all relate because I feel like a lot of people feel your same sentiment. So it's really cool to hear you say that. For me, I think I was watching The Extraction on Netflix last night, and the kid, it's with one of the Hemsworth brothers, and he's like extracting this kid out of a dangerous situation, and the kid in captivity said to one of the Hemsworth brothers, I don't know which one it was, he said to him, um, "The river doesn't drown you. Falling in the river doesn't drown you, but staying submerged in it does." you know and I listened to that last night, and I was like, wow, that's so profound and it's so cool because we're in a situation where we all fell in a river, but it doesn't mean that we have to drown.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
that might be a little bit of poetry, maybe, if you
Yeah, I
want
like that.
to do that. See.
I really like that. That is a little eye opening. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuck out to me, and I said I'll bring it up today. So that's that, but I want to jump into your technique, your 5-step technique for dealing with this situation right now, for artists, you would say, or for everyone?
This can be used for everyone. Mainly the one right now that we'd be discussing is for actors, people going through the entertainment industry.
Why is it different from everyone? Like, why is it more focused on actors?
Because it tackles on like organization and like going into that first step when you're on camera, putting yourself out there in that sentiment.
All right, well, let's jump into
One moment, it lagged a little bit.
it. Yeah,
All right.
we're doing this virtual thing.
So the first would be just like embracing positivity over negativity, and in my experience with that is a lot of us will go straight for the negative because that's the easiest to use. We'll try to hold ourselves back from doing certain things because we're like, okay, maybe we're not good enough, maybe we can't, or we just can't cope with the feeling. So pushing that into a positive light space where it's like, okay, maybe this is what's holding us back. Like maybe this is the negative from it, but what can I do to change that narrative? What can I do to make it into a positive outlook? Like one experience I had was the first interview I had, thinking of all the negatives, having everyone look at me, seeing me talking for the first time, and I had to change around. Like, do you know what? This is something that other people could be dealing with as well. So maybe when they hear me, they'll be like, okay, you know what? He did it. Why can't I? Like, I
Right,
can do this, and then
right,
change it around from there.
right. Nice. All
And
right.
that's step one.
Yeah. Step one: change positive, change the negative into something positive.
Yes.
All right, cool.
And then so for second, um, you just can't. You have to let things be, and like after you're completed, you can't go back and look at it because you'll start looking into it more. Like with me, I'm very analytical, and I do get very hard on myself over things, and I know a lot of people do. So when you complete a project, you are writing something down, like let it be as is, unless you have to do little corrections, but don't think too much into it because then that's when you start doubting yourself and the pushing the project you just did out of commission. In other words, you
Right. Let it go. In terms of, let's just say I was an entertainer, what was the example of just letting it be?
so I had just done an audition and I wanted to look at the video afterwards.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
ooh,
was so scared. Yeah, I know. I felt like I messed up so many times. And you know, when you look at it, you're gonna be seeing, you're gonna hear yourself, and you're gonna think, okay, maybe I messed up there. Wait, maybe that wasn't good enough. But just letting it go on that first take. Just if you feel like you were good, just leave it be.
And that's so it just doesn't fester more negativity, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so changing negative into positive, and letting it go. What'll be the next one?
So organization, we have to stay up to date with everything, like ourselves mainly, organize our well being with our daily lives, because a lot of the times we will focus on, oh, maybe finances over our health, or family over isolate, like certain different things in our mindset. So we have to learn how to keep everything in a well balanced manner. So for me, I would, when this all went down, I really wanted to go out, and I started like kind of like freaking out a little bit in my own head.
Yeah.
But I had to learn, okay, I can do this, but I need to keep my momentum going, not try to think so much of, okay, what's going on outside, but what can I do inside? And then from there, okay, I would stop eating healthy, because I know we're inside. So the first thing we do is go to the fridge.
Right.
I know I do, at least. So maintaining a healthy lifestyle along with that, keeping everything to, your square meals a day. You can snack throughout, but not trying to oversaturate yourself. Um, yeah, and just like try to fitting everything into like a balanced manner for yourself, exercising, communicating with others through, of course, video chat or just by telephone, text, whatever you have, and really trying to connect with the people around you that you care about. Like keeping everything in that balanced manner will keep you flowing in a great path and keep your mind so at ease that you won't even realize anything that's going around.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I realized that I would say about 5 days in, when we got locked down, I said lockdown as if it was in prison, but
Right.
when Los Angeles County residents were locked down to stop the spread, I let the first 2 3 days go by, and I was starting to think. I was like, okay, I need to have some sort of structure, or else things will go awry. Things will go mad, So I was definitely in that mode. I was like, I need no matter what anybody else does, I can't wake up at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., and then 8 a.m. one day. That can't happen. So
Yeah.
I needed to say, okay, I go to bed. I go to bed around 3 4 a.m. and I wake up at 9:30, 10 o'clock every morning, every single day. That's my schedule that works for me. And I get my workout in with the coronavirus time, like 6 7 p.m. But that's just that's my regiment, and if I need to have that in order to keep sane. So that's just me, so
I applaud you for that. Like,
what's your
I wish I.
what's your sleep cycle like? What time do
My sleep cycle, so around 12, 1, I'll try to be in bed. I used to wake up at 1 p.m., which was the worst. And so I had to try to hold myself back, start putting on several alarms instead of just one, get myself up earlier. And now I'm slowly getting to 10, 9, around there,
Yeah.
Get a good couple hours.
But it also helps for the body to help your immune system by just sleeping. Sleep works well for your immune system. So if I feel like if I had a 7 a.m., I was working till 6 7 a.m. in the morning, and I woke up at like 10 for meetings, because I have meetings. I've been having meetings in different countries. So people were like in New York or London or like in Egypt, So I was waking up at different times, and I was like, okay, my body needs rest one day. So I kind of listen to my body and what it tells me, and I react to it. If I could push for 5 hours sleep, I'll push that. If it needs more rest, I'll give it rest. I
I
listen to my
understand.
body a lot. Yeah, I listen to my body a lot. Um, all right, so that was number 3. So again, we rotate back to negative into positive. Let it be whatever the past. Let it be. And this one, set an organization, a schedule, So those were top three so far. What's
Yeah.
number four?
And then mental health, like our main category, trying to
Right.
keep steady in our own mind. Um, it plays along about the positive, and like I know right now a lot of people are dealing with isolation, not so well. A lot of people are alone in this time, and it just makes it feel a lot lonelier.
Right.
Um, and that's where we need to tell ourselves, like, it's okay to feel how you're feeling. Don't let it consume you. Let it be a part of you, and try to find another way of dealing, like managing it. Find people around you that you can talk to. Like I talk to my sisters; they're my family. I try to connect with them as much as possible, so I can, keep my own little mind space clear and not so chaotic. So,
Yeah. No, that's that. It sounds simple, like talk to everyone and mental health. And I if I wasn't alone, like I have so many people around me and during the lockdown. If I was alone, I probably would be in a different mind space. No kidding. So I'm grateful to have people around. But I definitely agree with you on that one for sure. That's a big one, like reaching out to people. I reached out to family and they, we did this whole Zoom thing. So I agree with you on that one. So taking it back again, negative into positive, let it be, schedule, get your life in order. And then this one is, mental health and just reaching out to people for, I guess, some sort of connection.
yes, to
All
keep
right.
yourself at ease.
Yeah. What's number five?
So, this one's just for yourself, man. Like, not really connecting, but connecting more and understanding for your own well-being. And like me, I'm an introvert. I derive my energy from being alone, so this is kind of like heaven for me.
Right.
Um, but a lot of people can't do that, and so this is like a moment where everyone can deal with personal time and give themselves um, that little nudge to try to better themselves in this whole dilemma that we're having at the moment.
Right. Yeah. So what do you do in your personal time to rejuvenate?
So me, I have my masks. So literal like time to myself. I'll sit there. I'll take like my couple hours to like write something out, lay down, have my face mask on, and just listen to music.
Hey, what's your favorite face mask? So I
Um,
know. What's your favorite face mask?
aloe and charcoal.
All right, cool. I noted. All right. I want to start a little back. All right. Yeah, continue. So that's your rejuvenation. What else do you do?
So after that, food. I'll get my little snack because this is my personal like little time. I'll get my favorite snack, salt and vinegar chips, and just chill out.
Netflix, uh, listen to music, go for walks. What do you recommend people do?
At this time, I would say find your niche, like what you really enjoy doing to the bottom of your heart. Like I love singing, regardless if anyone else doesn't like how I sing. I'll be singing up like everywhere, and that's just my thing. It brings me so much joy just to be belting it out. I don't know. It feels like a scream for me. Like it feels like I'm letting out things. And so right now, I mean, if you have the time and you have the distance to be able to do the walking, do it. You're getting your exercise in and you're taking that personal time for yourself. Maybe a lap around the house. Maybe, walk back and forth throughout the kitchen. I do that sometimes. I'll just walk back and forth.
I burn like 500 calories doing that. I do that in
Yeah.
my house all the time. So that's where I get my ideas from. So I love that. Yeah, I love that. What are you looking forward to the most when this is over?
um, really seeing my friends again. Like, I dealing with this, I realized how disconnected I was from them to begin with. And so I'm trying to create that bond once more again. And once this is all over, I'd like to share with them like everything that's happened, and try to let us all prosper together, and yeah, really reconnect.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And in terms of I know even for me, I think about it a lot. I'm like, what's gonna happen, in the entertainment world? Like, when are we gonna have, in-person auditions? Maybe they have less in-person auditions, but when are people gonna start shooting again? What, in your interpretation or in your idea, is gonna happen?
Um, I think for the moment we're not going to be holding any in person. It's gonna, because this is serious. A lot of people have passed, and I know it's hard to deal with it, and we are just finding out more about it because we were having it's been cold for the past couple months, and now we're barely getting heat to be able to identify if it's able to um, withstand or survive in it. So we have like a few months, I believe, at least until probably the mid of the year.
Yeah. Wow. So you don't like. I was just like thinking like when it opens back up, like there would be tons of production companies trying to shoot at the exact same time. So it's good for, I mean, in terms of like actors and people trying to come up, like this would be the time to move to LA, and it'll be like the mega pilot season or mega episodic season because everybody's probably wanting to shoot everything that they want to at the same time. And I guess not all the actors are going to be able to do all the jobs. So
Yeah.
there's going to be a high demand for cast and crew as well, So yeah, I think that's how I see it. And I mean, if there's anything, is where could we find like your material, your poetry? I know you said you're introverted, but we have to let your talents be out there so people could see and be inspired by you. Where could people find you, and could you leave them with a message?
So my website is Frankie Corral III.com. It's going to be FrankieCorralii.
Nice.
And then also my Instagram page, it has my link, and that's just Frankie Corral 3.
Yeah.
Um, and my message, stay true to your heart and share it with the world.
Yeah. Nice. I'll share to the world. So share your website and your Instagram to the world. So, Frank, it was nice talking with you. Um, and I would just want everyone to just follow in the footsteps of other artists like Frankie and just start to create and inspire people. And mental health is going to be a crucial one for everyone this year. I know a lot of people. I saw someone in my building post a sign saying they're selling their furniture. I'm leaving LA because of no job, no money. So I know it's tough, and just even a platform like this where people could just hear each other, no matter if you're driving out to LA and you're gonna be back next year. Um, just hear Frankie's message. So thank you, Frankie, for being on the show.
Well, thank you for
Appreciate it,
having me.
man. Thank you. All right. And we are done.